Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. Today we are recapping Week 15 Rams Cowboys. Final score of this one: Cowboys 44, Rams 21. This was an absolute rout. The Rams just didn't show up for this game. Started the game out 7 for 7, and then the Cowboys just completely took over from there. Poor interception from Goff, tons of 3-and-outs, just very poor play all around from the Rams. Cowboys won this one very easily, and then it was 37 to 7. Rams scored a touchdown near the end of the game. Tony Pollard got another score, and then the Rams really cared about their fantasy owners of their players calling timeouts to go down the field and score one more time. So garbage time extraordinary definitely came through in this one for a few players. Let's break down the fantasy angle of this game. Jared Goff, 33 of 51 attempts, 284 yards for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception on this one. So if you started Jared Goff, he definitely put up enough numbers for you to be happy with that. Todd Gurley just could not get going on the ground in this game. 11 carries for only 20 yards, but he did get 1 touchdown on the ground. He also went 3 for 7, 18 yards and 1 touchdown. Multiple plays where he just wasn't looking for the ball, went right over his head. So Gurley could have had a much better day. This is one to forget. Robert Woods in this one, just 4 for 9, 17 yards. Terrible showing there. Had, I think, at least 1 drop in this one, and just overall, the Rams just could not seem to stay on the field outside of those last 2 drives in the fourth. Brandon Cooks, 4 for 8, 46 yards. Cooper Kupp with the best game on the day, 6 for 6, 41 yards, and that 1 touchdown in garbage time. Most of those catches were on the last 2 drives. So, again, thank your lucky stars if you had Cooper Kupp in your lineup. And then Tyler Higbee, just every single time he got thrown the ball, there was no defenders near him. He was just always wide open. 12 for 14 and 111 yards. This is 3 games in a row Tyler Higbee had over 100 yards receiving. I mean, at this point, even if Everett comes back, I think you're starting Higbee going forward. All right, looking at the Cowboys side, very similar as the Vikings and Chargers game. If you had told me before the game started that the Cowboys had 44 points, I would have been super pumped for Dak Prescott and the receiving options in this game, but that's not how it actually happened. Dak Prescott only 15 of 23 for 212 yards, only had to throw it 23 times. Did get 2 touchdowns in this one, also had 12 yards on the ground. Ezekiel Elliott with the monster day, 24 carries and 117 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns, also had 3 catches for 43 yards, so you'll take that for sure. That's over 30 points in PPR. Tony Pollard with that large run at the end of the game, had a few nice runs even when Zeke was still playing. 12 carries, 131 yards and a touchdown. So if for some reason you started Pollard in DFS, that came through for you. Tavon Austin with the big wide open pass after 2 Rams defenders basically ran into each other and left him wide open. So 1 catch for 59 yards and a touchdown. Now here's where it gets depressing. Amari Cooper, 1 catch, 19 yards. Michael Gallup, 1 catch, 6 yards. Randall Cobb, 1 catch, -3 yards. That's it. So if you started any of those guys, they absolutely destroyed you, and hopefully that didn't knock you out of the playoffs, but I'm sure it did for some of you. Jason Witten with an okay day through the air, 4 for 5, 36 yards, but he did have that one nice one-handed touchdown catch. So really the only receiver coming through in this game, it was mostly Zeke Elliott, defense, and the Rams just constantly giving the Cowboys good field position. But overall, just poor showing from the Rams after they had finally started to look like their old selves. They lose this one, and now they're 2 games behind the Vikings for 6th place in the wild card, so they're going to need nothing short of a miracle if they want to if they want to make the playoffs this year. Whereas the Cowboys pretty much have their destiny set for them. If they can beat the Eagles next week, they'll clinch the East. If they lose, then it's going to get very interesting in Week 17. But overall, most of the NFC is just about set. With who's making the playoffs, it's just about seeding now. But anyway, we'll carry this analysis in for fantasy because that's what really matters to everyone here, and we'll look at how this all impacts Week 16 going forward. So we'll see you guys in later videos as we preview, give you start sits and waivers in the next video. So if you did like this, appreciate this analysis, please like and subscribe. We'll get you some more content for the rest of the week and help you get those fantasy titles. Anyway, hope you guys have a good one. See you in the next video.